go, I release, and I know I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. To push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know.
Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris, where a new world is opened up for you. From humble beginnings in India in 1936 to a global organization with over 8,000 centers in 110 countries and 1 million students worldwide. Through their tireless commitment, passionate heart, and determined spirit, the Brahma Kumaris arrived in America in 1974 and have since grown to 35 main centers throughout America. There are also 2 residential retreat centers, Peace Village, located in upstate New York, and Anubhuti, located in Novato, California.
I want to just share a little bit about how the centers of Raj Yoga meditation began in United States. Actually, I was in Caribbean islands and I got invitation from New York that we want to start something about meditation. And it was in 1978 I came here and we rented a very small apartment in Astoria. And from there I found that a lot of people have interest. I realized that there is so much need, and from there onwards then centers started in many other states.
Our centers are safe spaces where you can explore the power of your inner world.
The classes are conducted in many homes, many cities all over across the United States. A lot of people, they learn meditation, they use it, that meditation at their workplace, in their family, and also I find that children, young adults, because they are so much into like what really is the life about.
The Brahma Kumaris are dedicated to personal and global transformation through the study and spiritual practice of Raj Yoga meditation. And at the heart of our teaching is the belief that the pathway to peace and happiness is to remember our original nature as spiritual beings connected to the One Source. In 1981, the organization received recognition as an international, non-governmental organization affiliated with the United Nations and accredited with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council. From organizing large-scale global initiatives to local community programs, the Brahma Kumaris has a tradition of service in every field that fosters spiritual growth among individuals from all backgrounds, cultures, and walks of life.
I hold on to this vision, the world of love, world of peace and harmony, world which is free from conflict and sorrow, where we can live as brothers, one family, children of common parents, one supreme divine power.
This is your invitation to awaken and join us in creating a world of love, peace, and kindness. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to your next normal. So glad that you all can join us tonight. I hope you're doing well. It's been months now, hasn't it? Om Shanti, Sister Gita. I know some of you are missing the spiritual vaccine hour. I think it might be the vibe. But I sure hope that you're still able to vibe into the next normal, because in a way, this is how things are going to be. It won't be the same. It just won't be the same. And the question is, how do I find the silver lining? Or how do I find the diamond? Or how do I show up? You know, how do we show up for this next opening? Do we come out of this worse than we were before? Or do we come out of this with royalty and dignity and divinity and beauty and peace and power? And that's our hope. And as we move into this next normal, and it's funny, let me pause for a little bit, because some people were saying, why did you call it the next normal? It should have been a new normal. I go, you know what? Can't please everyone in life. But what's next? Does anybody know what's next? Does anyone out there know what's next? I've spoken to people in the media, speaking to people in politics. I've spoken to blah, blah, blah. That's the next normal. You can't even get your words together anymore. I've spoken to people in corporate. Nobody knows. Our downtowns in Washington, D.C., they're literally like a ghost town. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. And I couldn't believe when me and my friend, we drove down there, and the windows were boarded up. And there was all this graffiti. And when you looked at it, it brought back this memory of this desire for people, in which there's a desire, we need freedom, we need our rights, we need our power, we want justice. And as much as we are witnessing certain things in the media, especially out of the nation's capital, or I don't know if it could be in Portland, could be in Wisconsin, can I advise you, please don't get sucked into it? I'll tell you why. There are some of us that have a particular hold and handle on messagings. The way we want people to be stuck in their TV or glued to their TV, and the way we sometimes want people to think. Like, we do this every night, as you know. Our meditation museums are still closed, and we also wanted to change after doing 140 spiritual vaccine hours, and we have so much potential, and we have so many friends and so many people that we can learn a lot from. Spirituality and developing your spirituality isn't just sitting and oming all day long, and oming doesn't pay the bills if you do om for 24 hours a day and you've got a mortgage to pay and you've got to put food on the table for your children. So in order for us to walk into our spirituality with grace and power, teach me, inform me, educate me, and inspire me. So the next normal is about informing each other, educating each other, but also inspiring each other. And we've been having wonderful friends that have been on air. We've had beautiful friends that passed through just to say good evening. I think on Friday night we had the show with Dr. Ivy Hilton, who does her beautiful sound spa. On Thursday nights at 7 p.m. we've had Louis Gossett Jr., a wonderful brother who's coming out in a new movie called Foster Boy, which will be released on September 25th, and I urge you to see that. We also had Dr. Kanu Kogod, who has been a wonderful friend for so many years, and we started and launched a show with Bonnie Meyer from Maya Enterprise and author of the new book, Perfectly Paired. But we also had each other to just talk about things, offer meditations. We moved the studio, we changed it around, and we're in another space. So I'm also growing along with you too. I'm missing my seat. You know, the one that I could just slouch into and be like a, what do they call it, Santosh? Like it'd be like a yogi OG, and I can chill. I just love that OG thing, you know. We held the American Meditating Retreat at Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center up in the Catskills. And a few of my friends from the American Meditating Radio, we stayed back after a session and we took all these OG pictures. I wish I could bring it up and show you. They're so cute. They just crack you up. It's nothing like looking at a OG yogi, you know. So, you know, as we're looking at the next normal, as I was saying, we don't really know. But one thing is for sure, I want justice. I want harmony. I want unity. I want power, prosperity, kindness, safety, protection, equality, goodness, charity, generosity, God, love. So they say, whatever you want, you have to give. You want that, you have to give it. So what the next normal is all about, it's to help us to develop the qualifications and the qualities of strong people with strong, good character. There are way too many people in the world today who are very strong in their character, but the character could do a lot of refinement. The character could help, well, the character needs some refinement, and the character needs God. The character needs God. And I'm thinking about this narrative between Arjun and Krishna in the Gita, where Arjun kept speaking to Lord Krishna about his life. And Arjuna didn't want to fight this battle because it was also against his relatives. Like in the streets of the United States and across the world, brothers and sisters are fighting with each other. It's the same God that we belong to, the same divine supreme being that we belong to. Yes, we have different color skin, and yes, some of us have round eyes, some of us have slanted eyes, some of us have small eyes, some of us have big eyes. Some of us, our eyes are green, blue, brown, or even black. But we belong to the same parent. And we're fighting with each other. So we're in a battle. And it's a battle for the soul of our beings, for the light of the soul. And so we're in this particular time where I think there are a lot of Arjunas out there fighting, but they're not having a dialogue with the Supreme Being. And it's hard for you to feel that you'll have the conviction or the faith that you will win this battle, a battle that means a lot to you, because your rights are being taken away from you, your safety is being taken away from you, your freedom is being taken away from you. There are certain conversations that are going on that are trying to convince people to believe that, I mean, it's been going on for years, but if you're a woman, you're a lesser gender. If you are black, you're a lesser race. If you are white, you are a lesser race. I want to keep this like Switzerland, so I just want to be clear. But who is to say that my race is less than yours, other than somebody came up with a great story who was in a position of power and individuals stopped thinking, and as a result of that they lost their fundamental right to show up in a way where they could use their kindness and their empathy and their respect and their love for one another as they conduct business. So looking at where we are and looking back at even the Gita and any sort of a spiritual study, there's a character in the Gita, if you don't know, called Arjuna. And so he's talking to Lord Krishna. And Krishna is not a human being, so to speak, or the God, but it's a symbol of God being a supreme being that's like the ocean of purity. And I want you to imagine that this personality of Arjuna is you. And you're turning your attention to God, to the Supreme Being. And you're having a heart-to-heart conversation with God now because you're saying, something's not right. My life isn't fully right, and my world isn't right. It seems as if everything is moving towards a war that's pending, a battle that I have to fight, and I don't know where to begin. And nobody wins in a war when any of God's children brings harm to another one of God's children. And not because we're born from the womb of a different woman, it means we are not related. We are related. Even more so, we're related at a soul level versus a blood level. More than that, I've had the most deepest, intimate relations with people who were not blood relatives to me. And that speaks volumes. So imagine your life. You want something better. And I'm not saying that what you have isn't. It is great that it isn't good. It is good. But you can feel the soul. The soul doesn't say that I'm coming from a place of lack, but it says, I've done what I've needed to do. Now, what next? I've done what I needed to do. Now, what next? That's your more. Your more calls you because your previous assignments are completed. And there's time for more to come. So this back and forth between Arjuna and Krishna helped to guide him throughout his whole journey as to how he was going to fight this war and win. So when he gets to the end of the conversation and the narrative with him, you know what he realized? That the only battle he had was with his attachment. The attachment to himself. And that's why relationships, finance, situations, circumstances seemed like it was hell. Now I want you to look at America and look at the rest of the world around us, that there are people, us, all of us, we're so attached to our name and our way of interpreting things, and we're attached to our definition of what right means. And I'm going to challenge you. If you think you're so right, then why are you getting upset? I mean, when you're right, you're right. And so you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. But I found that in some cases, even for me, if I'm right and I'm frustrated with my rightness, I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but one day Santosh works behind the camera, and Santosh and I have been together for many years and many lifetimes as well. But there was one time when he had just come in from India, and he was quite new. And India is a whole different world than America. Like in America, we turn the light switch up to turn on. In India, it goes down to turn on, you know. You flush the toilet from up, and down here you flush it down. So it's a complete different rewiring of the brain when you come over from India. So I have been through wonderful scenes with him of things that he has this sweet smile. He'll walk around all day long, like, and basically what this smile says is, I have no idea what's going on, but please don't ask me to do something, right? It was just always this smile. And because I can see potential in people, it's one of my gifts. And one of my gifts that I've been given by God is that I can't handle people around me who don't believe in their worth. They've got to do something to show that they're worthy, and I will test them to get there. They don't like it a lot of the times, but I know in the long run, at the end of the day, they will come back and tell me that they appreciated it. I know that with all my heart. Whether it takes them 20 years, they'll come back and say to me, I know what you were trying to do for me. I know it. Maybe my technique needs changing. I don't know. That's another class. But anyway, there was one case, and I'd asked Santosh again, and this is like after quite a number of scenes where things just weren't connecting, you know. He tried his best to do his best, but things wouldn't connect. Whether something was breaking, falling, getting lost, forgotten, upside down. And so one day I spoke to him without virtues, and he went downstairs, and I was like, and he should get this right by now. And then after that moment, I was like, oh, you are just not right, you know. So after I learned to forgive myself for being less than for me, then I went downstairs and I spoke to Santosh. And when Santosh turned to me, he had these tears in his eyes. And he looked at me with these tears and he says, I don't know why I keep messing up. And then I'm not furious. Now I'm the victim. Now I'm the one with the problem, right? So I'm like, it's okay, listen. What I said, I meant, but I should have said it with virtues. And I apologize for that. So the reason why I'm telling you the story is we're out there marching and we're protesting and we want to stand up for human rights, but we are also feeding in the same energy that created the problem. So we're not able to really get what we want. And when we get onto this battlefield, which is what we're in now, we're on a major battlefield now more than ever. And we need to talk to the commander, which is the Supreme Being, to learn and to gain wisdom and to understand, what do I need to do? So when we think about the fact that the next normal is a royal path, the way I look at it is that I can't get into my spirit of royalty unless I've learned a royal form of meditation or a royal form of understanding who I am. 1 second. Happy? Happy's our little puppy, so she's like having a wonderful night tonight right next to me on the chair. I don't know what happened. She just started to snore in the last month since the pandemic. I was like, why is she snoring? She's never snored before. I think she's not moving around a lot. That's what it is. So anyway, back to the story. It's very interesting that now we're in the midst of this incredible battle that we're going to have to fight. And the battle is with ourselves. It's not with anybody outside. So we want freedom. We want people to stop rolling back our rights. We want our dignity. We want power. Where's it going to come from unless we fix what's going on the inside? So in the practice of Raj Yoga meditation is the royal yoga of all yogas. And it will invite you to turn your attention inside of your being and say, why are you feeling what you're feeling? What are you doing? What are you up to? What's happening with you? before you blame anyone for anything. So the minute you can establish clarity as to why I have moved away from my peace, my dignity, my royalty, my power, my purity, my happiness, then I'll find my answers. If I don't start there, I'm not going to be royal. There is no royal nothing waiting for me for the future. And if I have to keep fighting for everything, where everyone I come across, it's like I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I'll tell you one of the sweetest things in our Brahma Kumaris community. I say this for me. I can only speak for myself, but whether you get along with certain people or not, there is a deep, deep knowing. These are your soul people. And it doesn't make you exclusive. It's just a community of people that you turn to charge up. So that when you're with everyone in the world, you show up as your better self. And I love that about the Brahma Kumaris. It's been the greatest gift. And so many of the instruments, the teachers, many of the students that I've known, the way they carry themselves, the way they live, the dignity that they bring into a space, the principles that they live by, it's because they are consistently having this conversation with the Supreme Power. And the Supreme Power's primary role is to raise you up and fulfill your highest vision, that you walk into a kingdom of the future. The next normal will be a kingdom where you are your own master, and you're not trying to take away anyone else's power, and you're not trying to put down anybody else because they're like this or they're like that. You are your own dignity and divinity. So when you can consider yourself to be the soul that has to take charge of your life, then you pay attention and you're very cautious what thoughts you're going to co-create. How are you going to relate to people? What do you feel? How are you feeling about your life? And are you able to turn to that one soul that's bigger than you, that's higher than you? And the person, the soul that I turn to is the Supreme Being, the God. I feel like when I have this conversation with my Krishna, God, Allah, not Krishna the deity, but the Supreme Being, the Supreme Soul, God, the Supreme Light, the Supreme Energy, the ocean of love, it reminds me that once upon a time, I, the soul, was a master of myself. And the next normal is that we are being called to self-mastery. We are being called to walk into this new normal or this next normal like it's nobody's business. We're being called to enter into this next phase of our society and civilization with royalty, dignity. Did you know that it was not permissible for photographers to ever take the picture of the royal family? I know in Great Britain, I don't know about other places, to ever be eating. You will never see a picture with Queen Elizabeth going, oh. It won't happen. There was once a young man, he used to come by and help us out a lot, and he's so special. Whenever he would show me the pictures that he would take, or the worst part of it was he would post those pictures, it would be the ugliest, most demoralizing pictures you could ever see. And I would turn to this young man and I would ask him, why do you think that's the picture that you would like to post for people when that's just not who I am or who we are? But he found beauty in that. So either I'm like, my food is about hanging down my throat, or, you know, somebody calls you and you go, huh? And then your face looks crooked. And that's when he decided to snap the picture, remember? And I had to say, look, no more permission. You cannot take any pictures of me, and you cannot post any pictures of me, or else this is not going to turn out pretty. And he's like, but look at that. It looks great. And I go, how in the world does that look good? It was just the worst pictures. So when we are thinking about walking a royal path, imagine every time a person looks at you, they're snapping a picture of you. I'm still working on it, I have to tell you. I sometimes have expressions on my face. I go, where did that come from? But I do. And I wish that the camera wouldn't snap it. But sometimes people snap those shots of you. They see you, and they see you in a different form. And it doesn't look royal. And then you have to work really hard to get back your own image and to create that energy. So what if the next normal is that you are preparing yourself to become the royalty that you can be? From the way that you sit, to the way that you speak, to the way that you think, to the choices that you make, to the way you interact in your friendships and the relationships that you nurture throughout time. Wouldn't that be a beautiful next normal? What do you think? I think it'll be awesome to walk into your kingdom like it's nobody's business. You and the work you've done on yourself, you've earned it. You've earned it. You decided to give up all of your negativity and weaknesses because you wised up and you went, that's the reason why we're fighting. That's the reason why some people can try to separate certain people from each other. That's the reason why some people are convincing certain people that they are superior over another. That's why there's so much fear in the world. That's why there's so much stealing and greed. That's why there's so much suffering. It's because of the weaknesses inside of the character. You take out the negativity in people's character, and you find a good person. So what all of this must be about is that the next normal is selecting some really healthy-minded God's children, because the world has to continue, but with an energy that can sustain a future. Anger, greed, jealousy, they can't last forever, even though they've been around for a long time, consciously. They can't last forever. They're not eternal energies. When you practice your royal path of getting back to your self-realization and moving into your self-sovereignty and your self-mastery, you see, a king would never let a waste thought touch his intellect. And a queen would never bow down. The path of royalty is calling us. And through the practice of meditation, we will develop the art of thinking in ways that will attract the energy of dignity, divinity, grace, beauty. It's the law. So let's go into a little meditation now together, a real nice deep dive. And from there, when we come back, we can have a little chit-chat. If you have any questions, please just put them in the text in the comment section, and we'll be happy to have our usual dialogue with each other and work together to see how we can be better people. Let's take a deep breath.
Sit relaxed, let the mind be still, and let yourself step into your inner silence. I focus the energy of my thought, the center of my forehead. I, the point of light, a point of eternal peace. I go to my home, and in my home, I see, I feel the one who is the supreme source of life, the one who is eternally benevolent to all things. The one who is called the eternal truth, the eternal light. And as I come closer and closer, I begin to understand how this being is so pure and remains constantly positive, constantly true. The one who has the knowledge of this universe and of my life. The one who is the supreme source of truth. The one whose state of being knows no sorrow, nor gives any pain or sorrow to any other being. Being truth, the Supreme Being is in a constant state of freedom. And as I come closer and closer, I realize I too must become true. I'm inspired to become totally free, free of all selfish desire. Because in this state of freedom, I recall, I remember my original purity. To be pure is to be real. To be pure is to be natural. The pure is never violent, can never give pain or suffering. The pure maintains the law of life, and the law of life is love. The Supreme Being is the source of love, unconditional love. In essence, my original quality is also of selfless love, but I had forgotten it. But as I come closer to the source, I begin to remember and I begin to experience that pure love once again. This is the love that accepts me. And in this acceptance, I am nurtured, I am healed, my heart opens, my heart begins to trust and to believe in life. Love, the Supreme Source, is love. A love that forgives, a love that gives, a love that allows me to be myself, allows me to be what I truly am. A love that does not interfere or possess. A love that gives space and growth. And as I sit here in silence with you, the Supreme Benevolent Energy, I absorb your rays of love deep into myself. And as I absorb, I am given the courage to change. I am given the faith to believe in myself once again. Your rays of spiritual love make me feel confident that transformation and growth will be achieved. Your love gives me peace. I am at peace with myself. I am in harmony with myself, and I am learning through your love to be in harmony with others. There is no conflict. There is no pain. I'm free. Love gives me the contentment of knowing my true self, but also knowing you, the benevolent one. You never forget who you are. I forget. I forget my value. I forget to respect myself. I forget that all things are within me eternally. Your love helps me to remember. In this link of life, in yoga, with you, I remember who I am. Let me remain in this remembrance of your purity and my original purity, your peace and my original peace, your love and my original love. You gently guide me back to myself. I have awoken. My consciousness is filled with positivity. My attitude is renewed with love and with understanding. Love and understanding.
The next normal is also silence, inner silence, internal peace, the kind of an energy that makes everything right, makes everything come together because you're clear. When there's too much going on up here, you can't see straight. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me how much people missed the beat for the last election because they were so caught up in all the drama that was going on that they didn't actually see the bigger picture. And this was an educated, active person. And I tell people, don't be disillusioned, don't be distracted rather from the games that are being played. Not now. The next normal needs very super intelligent, spiritually intuitive people in order to make the world into a golden aged world, a world that people can all walk with their sovereignty. And I want you to imagine this. Imagine a culture of people where all the souls around are carrying their self-esteem and self-respect about them, right? So wherever you are, you're okay. So I'm talking to another heir. I'm talking to another king, another queen. I'm not worried about that king's kingdom and what he has and what he doesn't have, or I should have what this one have. I've got my self-esteem and I have my self-worth. I don't need what you have. And all of that can be developed in this time now. We can build our self-esteem and our self-mastery and our powers and our qualities, all the things that we've been talking about for so long. We can now bring all of these qualities to the forefront of our personality so that wherever the soul goes, wherever this soul goes, whether it's in this body or another one, it takes the experiences of the sanskaras of all the choices it has made. So if I've been feeding the energy of my soul, royalty, for a long time, you think I'm not going to carry that energy with me into the future? You better believe I will. If I've been feeding the energy of anger and rage and jealousy and disappointment, will that vibration and that experience travel with me in the future? You better believe it. And the next normal, why should it be the same crap that we're in? What was all of this for? Why did the whole world decide to be locked down and stay in-house? Domestic rates of violence went up so skyrocketed in Europe, in America, in Africa, in India. Why? Why did people get to stay inside their homes and be locked up and didn't become a better version? Oh, come on. There's got to be a reason. These are your days of deep, intense reflection and meditation to begin to bring the light out of you so that you can be the person you've always wanted to be. And I deeply believe that. So let's go to some of your questions and comments and thoughts. Welcome, Annette. Nice to have you on. Your friend and I sat waiting on Saturday for us to come on until dawn. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know we got so many messages about folks waiting for the Saturday, Sunday, but it's Monday through Friday now. So I hope that's going to be okay with everyone. Deborah, nice for you to join the community. I think this is the first time we're seeing you on. Love and understanding. You'll remember. Okay, let's go back. Louise, sometimes we trip up on the royal path and need to remain connected to God to avoid getting stuck in annoyance. Very good. Elizabeth Parker, hey, what's up? Yes, I'm preparing for the next normal as royalty. Good, you walk in that room like you were the queen. I think today they're honoring Lady Diana, who passed away 20-something years ago, 23 years ago. So we walk in, as the queens that we are. Do you all see how I'm doing that? The queen that you are, like I'm feeling it. All right, so please expand more on the future on that. I would like to understand more. We need to always be and present our highest self. You taught me this many months ago. Thanks, Deborah. I think that the future, there are different kinds of futures. There are, Deborah, our immediate future, which is right after this second has passed, what am I feeling? Very important to be sort of sensitive to that. So what thoughts are you having become a future in a second? What words are you saying? They carry a trail, and then they also connect you to your tomorrow. So you just have to be aware of that. But there are also long-term futures, and they carry an energy in us which connects to other people, and it connects to matter, and it connects to the environment. And so if I'm feeding my vibrations with fear and negativity and anger and jealousy and disappointment and anxiety and doubt, then that's going to be the future. When the lockdown started, whatever state you were in at the lockdown, you endured that during the lockdown if you weren't making any changes. So you can't blame the lockdown for saying, oh my God, I was a mess during the lockdown. I just lost myself. I didn't know what to do. No, that was what you were, just that you didn't have many distractions. So this is why we need to use this particular period to be so fiercely honest with ourselves, even if it hurts. I've had to be there with myself too, that I didn't like sometimes the things that I saw that were coming up in my consciousness, but they were mine. And I had to learn to embrace that and love it so I could change it. Because when I hated it, it became worse. And when I loved it, it started to leave. So I think the future is all about that. You know, Deborah, we really have to recognize that we can't bring that kind of a negative, low vibration into where we are. Not anymore. Not anymore. So Nikki Dicky, yes, prosperity, harmony, good character, God, that is the future. Absolutely. Praveen Bhai, welcome, and Om Shanti to everyone. So Louise, the weekend was strange without evenings with the Meditation Museum. So happy it is Monday on the royal path again. Absolutely. Asmita, hi. Did you get your book and everything that we mailed? I hope everyone got their gifts that we sent to them. I'm not sure if you received it or not, but let me know that everybody who won the prize of the books and the special items, let us know if you've gotten it, because I know that it were mailed out. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Any other questions or thoughts that anyone would like to share? Anything on your mind? Like, what have you been feeling of late as we continue to, navigate this thing? In the United States of America, if you happen to be here, we are moving into an election cycle, and it is scary. It is scary in terms of there are certain people out there who are just manipulating the heads of people who don't think for themselves at a level whereby they can decide for themselves, is this right? Should we be thinking like this? Should we believe that this is really how people are? No, we're not supposed to be mean and arrogant and nasty and vicious to each other. We're supposed to have respect and common sense with one another. We're supposed to give each other space. If we're different, that's fine. But I shouldn't be shooting people up. I shouldn't be going into government buildings with AK-47 rifles. I shouldn't try to prove to people that my political party or race has the answer. Everybody has a truth, but how do we co-create that truth is the question. I know that when people sit in quietude, their answers are going to come. And I think that when you don't like what you see inside and you force yourself to believe something that you are not, you're feeding an old normal, which is why we're in this particular state. And the next normal will be people that you will see who seem to have elevated their lives, their character, their way of the world, their relationships with the world. And if you're not careful, you're going to start to feel a little bit ashamed as to, what did I do with my life? What did I do for those 5 months? And who did I choose to listen to and believe in? It's in every scripture. It's in the scripture that we'll reach a particular point that we're going to destroy each other. But there will be a few who will move through the future with grace because of their energy of purity. They say it's the pure of heart that will lead you to the gates of heaven. Heaven, not this one, heaven. And so the next normal is about individuals with the purity of heart. So I really believe that. Debbie Schwartz, Malpas, welcome. Very nice to have you. I'm glad that these sessions are keeping you in check while missing us in the space at the Meditation Museum. Yes, we miss you all too. We do. Hi, Darlene Foster. Hey, Nicole. How was your big conference for the Millionaire Summit I think that was held today, wasn't it? Uh, Congratulations on that. It was beautiful to see you there in the midst of all these men and you being the only woman on the panel or something in the promo. I was so proud of you. Arlene, I like this. When you're walking in a royal path, all that they can see in you is a very bright light. Arlene, that was absolutely beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Vashti, nice to have you. Blessings to you and the family there. I'm asking you to have a meditation for my mom. She's in the hospital in Trinidad, and I'm in New York, and I can't be there. Oh, Vashti, we're so sad to hear that. Definitely, we'll hold a meditation for your mom at the end of the program. All right, everyone. So I think that's our questions for the day. Let me know if you've got anything else on your mind. Mercedes, glad to have you from Peru. Jennifer, Scotland, my sister Wendy and I received the package. Oh, great. Thank you so much. The incense is so good. Isn't that incense great? Jennifer, Scotland? I know. It's the best incense, right? Asmita, did you get yours too? Thank you very much. You got the gift. All right. But I'm very much here today enjoying the beautiful session. Watched Annette Henry, watched the BK movie God of Gods and Who Am I this weekend. Really well done. Nice. Thank you for the bright words and giving light. Lucy Levinston. I deeply believe this too. Thanks everyone. It's so nice to be together. I know we missed you all on the weekend, so you want to hear what we did this weekend? Yes or no? I mean, Santosh was like, what do we do? Because we usually always in service. And so I actually went into our meditation room, and tomorrow I'll show you a picture of our meditation room. And I think, how long did I sit in there for? About maybe altogether 5 hours. And I was telling Sister Lakshmi, I haven't done that in years. I haven't sat to be still like that in years. And even as I'm telling you, I'm remembering it, and I felt so nurtured at a spirit level, just so nurtured. It was gorgeous. All right, let me see. There's a question here by Deborah. How do I reach you to discuss a concept I'm building for children's books and videos? You are a character I'm modeling after. Would like your blessings and input. Absolutely, Deborah. Just send it to meditationmuseum@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to respond to your query. Lovely. All right, so we're going to get to a close because I want to tell you guys I've been involved with some work that's been headed by a wonderful man called Ben Bowler and a host of incredible people that Ben has orchestrated. And we're now in the midst of their Caravan of Unity program that's going on between now and September 11th as we move into International Day for Peace and the Shift Network Peace Summit and Music Festival, which I'll be hosting for 3 days from September 18th to the 21st. And I wanted to share this with everyone because I think it's going to be an important thing for you to tune into online for the next few days, because we need to have this spirit and this energy of unity now more than ever. So what I'll do is show you the video of the opening ceremony that they did at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco. And Pato Banton is from Jamaica as well, and they're going to be kind of giving you an idea of just, we need music, we need dance, we need sharing of inspiration, but I do want to invite everyone to participate in this because it's really important, and I'll read it a little bit. It's the Pilgrimage of Peace weekend for 2020. It has taken us through major events all around the world when I first met them. But from August 28th, it started. They initiated the final stage of the road to 2020 with a ceremony at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, launching the Caravans of Unity across America, Europe, Brazil, and other locations. On September 11, it will begin the Up Convergence and the 11 days of global unity, culminating in a 3-day peace weekend, September 19th to 21, featuring the Peace Weekend global broadcast. The Caravan of Unity completes on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. on September 28. So just to give you an idea of the work that they're doing, it is so beautiful and so incredible that I just invite you to participate and be a part of it and just join us online on Facebook. You can share it with your friends, have them also participate, and maybe you'll be out and about where the caravan will be strolling through your particular town. If you go online to the unity.earth.com website, so it's unity.earth, and you'll get all the updates of what's going on. So we'll end the show with this nice little performance, and of course our usual support for Own Your Vote and a lot more. So I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you so much for tuning in. Be well, be safe, and don't forget, the next normal is a royal path. Take care, everyone.
It's my great privilege to introduce to you Antoinette Root's daughter and Pato Banton.
And please feel free to come closer. There's a lot of dancing space down here. Come on, guys, come on. Tell me why there's so much fighting when we could all be uniting. Tell me why there's so much greed when planet Earth can provide everybody's needs. Tell me why there's so much division when we got so much in common. To see a change, you gotta be the change. Shine your light, stand up for the right, and let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family. Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family.
One love.
Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Well, they say each one teach one, but first we've got to reach one. So we're reaching out to the world for more unification. UNITY spells a unity. That's what we need in our global community. No more hate, prejudice, or animosity. Let's replace that with generosity. One for all and all for one. Each one teach one how to get along. Divided we fall, but together we strong. And if we stand up together, we could never go wrong. Let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family. Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family. Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Hey, it's a caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We on a mission, yes, we on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We on a mission, yes, we on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We on a mission, yes, we on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We on a mission, yes, we on a mission. U-N-I-T-Y spells a unity. U-N-I-T-Y, Miss Immigrant. U-N-I-T-Y spells a unity. U-N-I-T-Y. U for universal unity and negotiations for peace are necessary. I is instill international integrity to turn the tides of tyranny. Why? 'Cause that's the way it should be. Our people living in a harmony. Let me see a peace sign if you agree, and let your voices be heard as you sing with me. Let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family. Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Let's unite as we all come together as a spiritual family. Let's unite as we all come together on this caravan of unity. Hey, it's a caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We're on a mission, yes, we're on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We're on a mission, yes, we're on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We're on a mission, yes, we're on a mission. Caravan, caravan, caravan of unity. We're on a mission, yes, we're on a mission.
Did you love that? Wasn't that amazing? So the Caravan of Unity, please go to their website at unity.earth, and you can also go into their Facebook. So every day up until, I would say, maybe September 21st, they're going to be having events after events, and we need to come together more. We need more unity. So I want to congratulate all the organizers, John Raymer from Sign Member, and Ben Bowler, the founder and the executive director for Unity Earth, and so many, Diane Williams. Tomorrow, September 1st, our choice, our moment of choice, it's going to be launched online as well, which is a new book that's coming out with a whole bunch of leaders that are sharing their ideas and inspirations about, again, the world of the future. So just stay tuned, and don't forget to look us up on our Facebook for Meditation Museum, and share if you care. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Thanks to join us again, and see you all tomorrow. Bye.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Trying to rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this bitter love. Tell the tweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country, too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains all by myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work, and when we fight, and when we march, and when we speak up, and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running, cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women, and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.